The daughter, we was playing and stuff, and I remember we were playing with some Play-Doh, and she kept on molding it into like private parts or whatever. And me thinking, I'm like, I just know this not gonna happen to me again. I know this not gonna happen to me again. So I'm already like caught off guard, like because she was molding it into like private parts, and she was just doing the most like outrageous stuff. Like she was just sexual around me.
Today, we're sharing the story of a young woman who bravely recounts the abuse she endured at the hands of two individuals, a male and female, both of whom were considered cousins and trusted members of her extended family. Even at just 6 years old, she sensed that something was wrong. Their behavior felt uncomfortable and inappropriate, and she had the courage to tell her mother. Sadly, her instincts were right. What followed were deeply traumatic experiences, particularly at the hands of the male cousin, that continue to impact her to this day. This story is a reminder of how crucial it is to listen to children when they express discomfort, to pay attention to shifts in their behavior, and to remain vigilant, no matter who they are with. Trust and familiarity do not always equal safety. This is a difficult but important conversation. By hearing her story in her own words, we not only acknowledge her strength, but also raise awareness about the importance of protecting children and believing them when they speak up.
I want to start this video off by saying, pay attention to your kids. Make sure you monitor who your kids is around, whether they be family, friends, whoever. You always stay around. You don't leave your kids unattended with nobody that you don't trust. With that being said, I'm going to give y'all a story time about how I was S8 at the age of 6 to 8 by two of my cousins. Not even my cousins. We're going to name my mama's friend P. And P had two kids. She had a son and a daughter. So one day we was over there, and P's son had pulled me into his room. He told his brother to get out the room. That brother is not relevant to this story, so we're not going to talk about him. But you was messed up for leaving me in there. You was messed up for leaving me. I know you're going to see this. You were messed up for leaving me in there. He had forced me on the bed. I remember this like yesterday. 2 twin beds, right? Only on the frame. So he pushed me on the bed. No covers, no nothing. Straight mattress. Smelled like pee. Like, as soon as I went down, I smelled it. And I remember it to this day. He forced my pants and my underwear down. And he tried to force himself on, in me. But it wasn't like, I got up, put my stuff on, and I turned around and he was like, do you want to suck it? He still had his pants down. I ran to my mama. So I told my mama whatever, and she really didn't know what I was saying, because I really didn't understand what happened. So a few months go by. Want to say this stuff happened to me, like I remember it vividly. I know what happened. So my mama, she had lost her bracelet, and she was looking for the bracelet. Like, my mama used to be into costume jewelry, like heavy. Like, she used to be OD loving costume jewelry. Like, she used to have all type of necklaces, earrings, all type of bracelets. She had this one bracelet. It was like a a peacock. And it wrapped around, like it was a little thing you wrap around your arm, and it was pink and silver. So I had told my daughter, P's daughter, had that bracelet on her arm when I seen her. Like, I remember her having it. So we went over there. She seen the bracelet. She got her back, whatever. So they ended up coming to our house for some reason. P and her daughter, and it was me and my mama. We was all in the house together. So P and my mama, they downstairs, doing whatever they doing, kicking in, whatever. So the daughter, we was playing and stuff, and I remember we were playing with some Play-Doh, and she kept on molding it into like private parts or whatever. And me thinking, I'm like, I just know this not gonna happen to me again. I know this not gonna happen to me again. So I'm already like caught off guard, like because she was molding it into like private parts, and she was just doing the most like outrageous stuff. Like she was just sexual around me. Like I remember when I would go over their house, she was like, I want to say 12 too. Like she was a preteen, like in her teenage years. All of me and my aunties, my cousins, we all grew up around each other. Like we was all around the same age, but I was always the youngest. Like I was the first grandchild. My mama had me early. Like it was always me, and my cousins. Like, and that was it. So I always looked up to her. Like that was one of my cousins. I thought that was my favorite cousin because I looked up to her. She had never tried nothing with me, but it was until we started going over their house and she would twerk in front of me naked. Like she would just be over sexual with me, and I didn't understand it until I got older and I started realizing this stuff was actually going on. So she was like, we had ended up on the bed. We ended up on the bed. We was just sitting on the bed, and she had pushed me down, pulled my pants and my panties down, and she tried to go down on me. Didn't try. She did go down on me. So after that, I felt like you really, like you just did that to me. Like you, not only is this the second time this has happened to me, but you were also a cousin that I looked up to. Like you were also somebody that I actually like looked up to. And even though she had did that stuff in the past, like, you know, twerking in front of me or whatever, it was like you took it too far. You took it to the next level. Like you did something that I can't come back from. Like even though I didn't understand what all that meant when I was younger, it's like now I know how I was feeling in that moment. And she had asked me to go downstairs, go get some grapes. And I was like, "What? Are you hungry? Like, why do you want some grapes?" She was like, "I want to eat them off for you." And in that moment, I was like, "I'm 6 years old and you trying to eat grapes off of a 6-year-old?" Okay, noted. So yeah. After that, it was a lot of like different stuff going on. Like it was just a lot of over sexual things that was happening, like a lot of different stuff. And I get to that later, but that was the gist of the story. Like that was the gist, and that's what really molded me into the person that I am today. Like when it comes to kids, I really care like deeply about kids because it's like I don't want nobody to ever have to go through that. Like that was some really, really traumatic stuff. And I'm gonna tell y'all what my mama did about it. So I was in the dining room at the same house that this happened with the daughter. We was in that house, and my mama, she was in the kitchen, and she had called me in the kitchen. I thought I was in trouble, and she was like, "Naya, come here." And I came in there. She was like, "Has somebody been touching you?" And not, no. And she said, "Tell the truth. Has somebody been touching you?" I said, "Besides what I told you, no." And she was like, "What did you tell me?" So I told her, you know, the gist of everything. I told her what I told y'all. I told her that the son had pushed me on the bed and tried to force himself on me. And the daughter pushed me on the bed, took my pants off, and went down on me. And she was like, okay. She called the mama up, and we found out that he had did this to a little girl before. I wasn't allowed to go over their house no more. If we had a family reunion, I wasn't allowed to go. If I didn't want to talk to them, I didn't have to talk to them. If I seen them in person, I didn't have to go do nothing. Like she didn't want me around them. And I also want to say this. I'm not telling this story to bash nobody or nothing. I'm simply just wanting to put my story out there and, you know, let them know that I haven't forgot because I feel like I didn't get the closure that I needed. And, yeah, that's it.